Hello, Your Honors, and welcome to Soul Horoscope Superscope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I'm your sensei to serious joy. That's my new calling in life, to serious joy in my heart and to share whatever I learn along the way. This is for Libras and Libra Risings, who I call Your Honor. You are the judge and juries of the zodiac and the fairest in the land. And where are you right now? Well, I've had the pleasure actually of reading some Libras in my hiatus time. I'm just back from a month hiatus. I have been focusing on myself so I could be there for y'all, and that is what I'm going to recommend to you today. But I actually read a few Libras and really got to the where you all are. You guys are at a really tender place and at a profound moment in your life, whether you see it or not. And I know it's been nothing but uphill battle for a long time. But I want you to know that we're almost through it, okay? Now, if you don't know, this is for Libras and Libra Risings, who I call Step 6. There are 11 steps of serious joy, and Step 6 is when we give and receive. So we're technically not supposed to start opening up for business until we've gone to Step 6. And this is, frankly, where Libras and Libra Risings are confused, right? At least the ones I'm counseling. And this comes from a whole plethora of things. There's Pluto and Libra people here in the generation, a whole generation that's learning this. But in essence, the Libras are changing right now who they engage with in long-term partnership, marriage and partnership. So this is a big deal. If the Libras on Earth decide they want to marry and align in a different way, and they're going to weigh things differently, then every relationship on Earth, it goes without saying, is going to change. Right? But there's more to it than just that, and there's more to it than just that for yourself. In essence, in my opinion, this is about the architecture of incarnation. In order to be there for anyone else, we have to be there for yourself. And you might go, well, duh. Well, I don't know. Have you ever sat down and thought about being there for yourself and what that entails? Like, really made a list in a very Libra way. And one thing I love about Libras, they're so giving, they're so attentive, so mindful, so present for other people. I just wonder, are you that way for yourself? Or are you very quick-minded, goal-oriented onto the next goal, not onto the true, happy marriage, what I call a marriage? And that's what you're working on, is your marriage. But here's why it's so difficult, right here. It's called a Grand Cross. And this is a huge tug-of-war, kind of a rack that we're all being put on. In your case, it is a tug-of-war between a new ego that you have birthing and a new approach to marriage and partnership. And before this horoscope came back on, you had been solidifying and stepping away for good from the old marriage partnerships. That's the first step of this. Whoops, wrong slide. That's Uranus and Aries. Now, actually, believe it or not, the universe has been chipping away at your marriages since 2010. That's when Uranus entered Aries. And your first real breakdown should have happened in 2011, in June. This April is the first point where Libras and Libra Risings, in my opinion, are having a turning point where they are going to relate to themselves differently and therefore bring in a whole new type of person into their life. Now, for those of you who are in marriages, are like, wait, I'm in a happy marriage. Well, your marriage and partnership is going to a new level. Something will take it to the next level. I have 100% confidence in that, and I have confidence that it's happening right now. What has to happen is for you to relate to yourself differently. And the way we relate, the actions we take, comes down to our ego, and that's where Mars retrograde is playing out. Libra and Libra Risings are rebuilding their ego. And you might be like, oh my God, how many times am I going to do this? Because Saturn went through your sign already and said, rebuild your ego from start to bottom. And then as soon as it was done, it's like, boom, now marriages fall apart. Well, yes, I predicted that because you are now a new person. However, now that marriages and partnerships are changing, whatever it is your ego does moment to moment needs to change. The instructions for your ego needs to change, right? And the order in which your ego attends to things needs to change. And it will be changing until May 20th, which is only going to make you sexier and only going to make you more desirable no matter where you are. So work with the universe here. So it is literally a moment of like trying to change your clothes while you try to change your relationships. It's that back and forth, and that's part of what's difficult here in the Grand Cross. Now, the north-south part of this is Pluto versus Cancer. And this also is a bear to deal with. In your particular case, Pluto is trying to get Libras and Libra Risings to completely change the rules of your emotional engagement. The way you emotionally engage or don't engage is part of the big problem. And part of the big problem is because you are emotionally engaged or not emotionally engaged with yourself. Now, like it or not, there are some rules to incarnating on Earth. One of them is that our emotions need a lot of stroking, need a lot of work. Human beings are like orangutans. They need their fur picked. They need to be massaged. We need to be nurtured. Our emotional field is gigantic. It has maintenance it requires. So to some degree, whatever your life is doing, it's pushing you into a place where, hey, you got to take better emotional care of yourself. I always look at this with my clients in readings as like, if you are a scale and a fine scale and you're here to measure fine things, well, who's polishing the scale? Who's putting the scale in a delicate box between its weighings, right? So to some degree, this is part of the problem. The other part, though, which you will probably like, is career. Now, career and decision making is moving forward in full. What am I looking for? Full wins. I'm trying to think of full golf wins. I think is what I was trying to say. Full golf wins. That was what my mind was going for there. So, career decision making, and this I think actually is the secret. I normally would not be, advising most clients to focus on their career when their marriage and their home life and everything felt like shit. But actually for Libras and Libra Risings, that's exactly what I'm doing. I think actually what's going to take you out of all this is going to be, for one, to respond to yourself in your career differently. In other words, all your career decisions must represent the new partnership, must represent the new ego, and must represent the polished scales that get taken care of. If you make all decisions based on taking care of yourself emotionally and make career decisions in that regard, I believe that's going to pull you the hell out of Dodge and get you into the new frontier. That's this astrologer's advice. So let's take a look at this week, actually. If I can get my damn slides correct. Woo-hoo! Here we go. Sorry about that. The real turning point this week is it's career, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay? Then it's social life, Wednesday, Thursday. But really, the turning point is Friday. On Friday, which is when my scopes come out now. On Friday, emotions go underground, and it's a big test of faith. And in this whole test of faith, you'll be probably making some sort of move, some sort of relationship move. It could be a career alignment, very likely a career alignment. But inside, it's a real test of faith because, have relationships always worked out for you? Maybe not so much, right? So you're stepping into a new place. You probably won't feel the eureka of did I do it right or not until Saturday, April 12th, FYI. So the way I summarize this week is you're going to have to commit to a certain mirage inside yourself. That mirage is a promise to you and you. That is your basic strength. That strength, you just stick to that feeling and let the feelings guide you through career and social decisions. But you'll probably make the decision, whatever it is, privately inside thyself. All right? Now, for the 6 VQs, those are people with Venus and Libra. This is the love story of where you are. Actually, you just spent a long period of time kind of juicing up and focusing on what your heart wants when it comes to love. And you may be a Libra with a Libra or a Libra rising, and you may or may not have Venus in Libra. You need to check your natal chart to find out. I'll tell you at the end of this how to do that. But in the last, with Venus so far, it has been a real focus of getting to the heart of things. And so if you are a Libra with a Libra rising, it's possible that by getting to the heart of things is part of the big momentum of these relationship changes. Here's where you stand. It's now time to create the life that will support the love you want. And so for those who are single and want a love story, or for those who are in a bad situation, creating the life and living in that beautiful Libra peace is essential for you to pull out the love of your life or move into the love of your life. And anyone with a 6 VQ or any Libra rising, one of your first jobs is to love. That's what you want to do, is love, love, love. So what I'm saying is create the space and create the life for that right now. So if you want to find out how this whole month turns out, I've recorded a full 30-minute video ahead of time going into the depth, and in each of the days I talk for a while. So I coach each day. It's a video designed to be on your phone to watch over and over and over again. I have the lunar eclipse covered, which is in your sign, April 15th. The solar eclipse on April 29th is going to push you out there in the world in a new way, in a trusting way. And I have a special bonus file. So come on down to soulmart.me. It's well worth the investment, and it will be your best friend all for April. All right, my friend, I will see you in 7 days. I am back on the air. I'm so excited. And I'm excited for Mars to go direct. We'll talk more on that later. But see you in 7. Until then, I love you and live, love, be.